Launch weekend special, code ESPRESSO gets you 30% off your entire order at gfuel.com. If you're interested, check it out. Technically, though, you may have taken part in Modern Warfare yesterday or last night, depending on when you were able to pick up your copy. If you were, today is launch day of Modern Warfare. So that means that today we, of course, can jump into the game, everybody can experience it, and the curious part is we already have an update on top of that already massive day one update that you may have gotten yesterday or last night, again, depending on when you picked up your copy. We've gotten a lot of tweets about it, a lot of comments already asking what was the update about, what was included, so naturally today we'll break this down here in this video for you guys to let you know everything you need to so you can jump right into the game and get going. We still have an absolute ton of stuff we're going to be talking about here with a launch and everything you need to know about it, but this update came out and figured I'd answer some questions here with it. So of course, be sure you're subscribed if you're new. There of course is still a ton coming, so make sure you don't miss out on that. But anyways, let's talk about the update. The update really was a lot of technical things, some things that when you look at it, you might not have thought that was worth the 1.8 gigabyte download that you had for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or PC. But it's the stuff that on the back end was fixed, but there's also a couple of things that were done to re-allot things and also add other things in with other playlist updates that have since gone live that may account for some of that data size. But anyways, Infinity Ward ended up posting over on Reddit a 1025 update note list over on Reddit. You can find the link down there in the description below if you guys want to check it out, to which it detailed the following: back-end fixes to help prevent crashing against all platforms. If you experience a crash, please let us know. That's something that I saw specifically on Xbox One, a ton of crash reports and a lot of people saying the game just hard crashed their console, which you never want to see. Hopefully that's been fixed out. I haven't experienced any of these myself, so I don't know if this did or did not fix the issues. It ended up also fixing a bug where players could earn more points when shooting specific vehicles while having Point Man equipped. It improved the ADS while using weapons without scopes on Xbox. It fixed in some cases some players not being able to complete the highway mission in the campaign due to an exfil bug. It granted a fix for the best of the best challenge not tracking progress. It granted a fix for the elite sniper challenge not displaying the correct description. It granted a fix for various camos not unlocking during progression. That was one that I saw widespread and wasn't some rarer case like some of these other ones perhaps. It granted a fix for the unlock criteria for the double cross reticle not progressing past 4. It also granted a fix for the description and requirements needed to unlock some optics in the gunsmith. And finally, it fixed an exploit in gunsmith when using mouse and keyboard. So naturally, when you look at that list, for again a 1.8 gigabyte update, that's really not all that much. But when you take a look at the content that wasn't on a more technical side, things that needed to be listed and you can just actually visibly see them, that's where you probably start to see some of the data come into play, where you see again that larger file size being accounted for. Now, whether or not this stuff was added in via the day one update and was there from launch but then only became public after this update today, your guess is as good as mine, but regardless, today we also saw the introduction of a couple of different things. We ended up seeing that firstly, Ground War is now live for all players across all platforms, that introducing us to the maps of Karst River Quarry and Tovorsk District. Now, Karst River Quarry is the one from the beta, the one that we were able to play and get our hands on depending on which platform for upwards of 2 weekends. This one is a lot of fun, I think. This still probably is my favorite of the 2 maps that we have on offer for Ground War right now, but of course you end up having your 5 flag domination and a lot of chaos at times, depending on where you're at. Personally, it is still something that if you jump in right now, I think that it might be a little sweatier than a couple of days down the line, or perhaps even just comparable to that of the open beta, because there aren't as many people casually jumping into it. That also could be me playing during a weekday, but regardless, this larger map will offer the opportunity to use things like tanks, ATVs, and helicopters. You'll be able to get on roofs, you'll be able to complete a lot of challenges, and truth be told, as we mentioned it, Ground War is probably going to be where I'm going to do all of my things like long shot medals, probably a lot of my crouching and mounting kills as well for weapon challenges and camos, so you'll be able to do a lot of stuff here within this. And Karst River Quarry again is one that may seem a little more familiar than that of the newer map. That other one being Tovorsk District. Now this map in particular is a sprawling cityscape. It's absolutely massive. I don't know if it is the case, but it definitely seems a little larger than that of Karst River Quarry. But this one is highlighted by 2 towering skyscrapers, 18 stories and 16 stories respectively each. For those of you guys wondering, yes, you can climb the stairs all the way to the top in case you want to play Running Simulator 2019. but also the skyscrapers feature an ascend feature that you can go over to the elevator shafts and be able to ascend to the top that will help you get from the ground floor, or I guess nearer to the top relatively faster. The only downside are these two things. Firstly, one, it's only usable one player per ride, so you can't stack them or have multiple people go up at once, even though it's a relatively wide, by comparison, elevator shaft. And also two, the fact that there are going to be a lot of claymores probably at the top. Even though the default animation pushes you through where some of them can be placed up until that ledge edging, they're still going to explode. So you're going to have maybe a bad time depending on the lobby you're in here with that one, so bear that in mind. But it is definitely, by comparison, the tallest map I think we've ever seen within Call of Duty history. Because of elevation and the hillsides in it, I don't know if it's something comparable, smaller or larger to that of construction within Blackout and Black Ops 4, but it is something you'll definitely have some sniper battles back and forth. This map will introduce you not only to things like your tanks and helicopters, but also introduces a new SUV vehicle. This also can be seen in Spec Ops also, but for MP players, that's the first time we've seen this SUV. Now, this Tovorsk District and also Karst River Quarry are going to offer you 5 flag domination play, meaning that yes, you can get nuked or do the nuking on players with the DEFCON if you hold all 5 flags, like we talked about in today's earlier video. Check that out if you guys missed it. But this is something that it might be a little tougher on this map because I feel like it's not as congested with your 5 flags. It's more linear, it's back and forth, so it's almost like a giant game of tug of war rather than Karst River Quarry offering most of those flags outside of A&E, all being within a smaller relative location. So this one might be a little bit tougher to do that, but regardless, both of those maps are now on offer. If you jump on into multiplayer as well, at that main screen, you'll also see not only underneath Ground War, there is your gunfight and cyber attack, but there's also another new mode that wasn't there as of earlier today and also earlier as of yesterday. That being free-for-all is now introduced as well. Now, free-for-all is exactly what you'd expect. It's everything that we've seen beforehand and is your one versus everyone game mode that has a very strong following. It might not be your cup of tea. I know that in some years I played free-for-all almost exclusively. As of recent years, I haven't. I'm going to probably jump on and play a little bit of it. Whether or not I fall in love with it in this game compared to others, that's yet to be seen, but it is now available for all players to check out. Now, it does seem like there's still a little bit lesser of game modes out there right now, but these are what we have on offer, and we'll likely be seeing more added in very shortly here as time progresses. But one thing that, while we're talking about additions, was actually removed was that of 10v10 Ania Palace. Now, personally, I am all for this change. Ania Palace was a 20v20 map whenever we first played it and got introduced to it at the multiplayer reveal event back in August, but while 20v20 suited it well, 10v10 certainly did not. If I were to take a quick guesstimation, I'd say it's about 50% larger than Raid, which is an already large map, and sometimes that feels like it takes forever to get into the action 10v10. So when you have a larger map like Ania Palace, having only 10 players per team and 5 flags to capture during all of that, it doesn't work out as well. It seems like you play, again, Running Simulator 2019 and then get right into the action and then probably die to somebody posted up on a head glitcher leaning mounted on some wall. So that isn't something that is ever any fun. Whether or not it is added into the rotation for Ground War, I don't know if that would work. 20v20 at the reveal event would be what I'd consider probably the best for that map, and even that was super chaotic back then, though of course that was all YouTubers and all streamers, so they were all going super aggressive, but it seemed like that pace was well fit for that. Whether or not we get a 20v20 mode added in within the next day or so, or next week or so, we don't know, but as the time of recording this, it's been taken out of the game, and so therefore you won't come into contact with 10v10 on Ania Palace. The final thing though that was added in here with this game update was actually the first thing that you'll be able to access in your store, and also if you end up getting it, your first thing in the way of, say, watches in game as well. Now, this was the Call of Duty Endowment Customization Pack. This comes in at $10 and will give you a custom blueprint of the 357 handgun, a watch, 3 emblems, a camo, 2 sprays, a charm, a calling card, and a sticker. Definitely way more than what we had in the past for Call of Duty Endowment offerings, but it is something that for that $10, you get all of that. Those proceeds 100% go to the Call of Duty Endowment, a charity that Activision has set up for those enlisted in the services, helping them find work once they return stateside, so it goes to a good cause. But along with this, I think that some of the standout things with this come with the 357 handgun. It is definitely something that looks really good. I personally haven't used many of the pistols just yet. I've been overkilling just about everything, but I know that come time to whenever I do those challenges for it and the camos that will come along with it, I'm going to be sporting the 357 that looks pretty awesome. Same thing with the camo. I'm actually really impressed with how good this camo looks in comparison to others. While there are some standout camos within Modern Warfare so far, this is up there for probably one of my favorites. I know that the Call of Duty Endowment camos in the past have been kind of lukewarm compared to the other camos on offer at the time within the Call of Duty games at that time, but this one, especially at the beginning, I think is kind of standout. Then you also end up seeing you have a watch, which enables a gesture whenever you do this, but it's the first option you have to go into the watch armory and check out what's available there for all your watches on offer. You'll of course see all this footage going on screen right now, so you'll know what I'm talking about, but that's available for $10 again. But with that, that is basically the entire update. Like we said, what was given in terms of patch notes, a lot of specific stuff and some things that are very technical you might not have even noticed were an issue, but then we also had some things that weren't a part of those patch notes that also were a little more apparent, but were things larger in the game that were added in today as well. So that's where we're gonna wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Is there anything in particular that you guys are enjoying here out of this update? Anything in particular you would hope to see an update for? Overall, what are your thoughts on Modern Warfare as well? Feel free to let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section down below, and of course, anything else. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare, updates, news, information, tips, tricks. Again, we have so much stuff still planned, so make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single bit of any of it. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. I can live on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.